Today we are going to discuss AWT graphics. That means how different shapes can be drawn on an applet. For example, suppose that if you want to draw a line, draw a rectangle, draw ellipse, a circle, arc, etc. So how that can be done on a graphics canvas or an applet. Okay. This AWT graphics package is providing a rich set of graphic methods for drawing polygon, filling polygon, drawing line, drawing rectangle, etc. etc. The origin of each window is at the top left corner. That means top left is regarded as 0, 0, and if you have the resolution of your screen is 640 by 480, 640 in the x direction and 480 in the y direction, then horizontally it is incrementing, and vertically from top to bottom it is incrementing, and horizontally it is incrementing from left to right. Coordinates specified as pixels. For example, 640 by 480 pixel ratio is there, then 0, 0 is on the left top, and 640 minus 1, 480 minus 1 on the right hand bottom corner. Output to a window takes place through a graphics context, and a graphics context is encapsulated by a graphics class and is obtained by two ways. So when we are discussing examples, this will be clear. It is passed to an applet when one of its various methods such as paint or update is called, is returned by the getGraphics method of component. Graphics class defines a number of drawing functions. Each shape can be edge only or filled. That means, for example, if you want to draw a rectangle, then that rectangle can be edge only, means the edges only edges can be seen, and if it is filled means the entire portion inside that rectangle will be filled by a color specified by the user. Objects are drawn and filled in the currently selected color, which is black by default. That means unless you specify the color, then the default one is black. When graphics object is drawn exceeding the dimensions of the window, output is automatically clicked. See, these are drawing shapes. For example, if you are drawing a line, then this is the method draw line, and start x, start y, end x and y. That means the start x and start y is the xy point of the starting point of the line, and end x and end y is the ending point of the line. Okay. Then next is drawing rectangles. So if you draw a rectangle, the starting point of top left corner of the rectangle you have to specify. That means top and left means the x and y direction. Left, that means top and left, and those are the top and left are xy positions, and in the width, that means that is the width of the rectangle, and height of the rectangle we have to provide. That means the last two are width and height. Then suppose that if you want to draw a rectangle filled with a particular color, then in the top left in the width height means again that is same as rectangle. If you are using fill rect instead of draw rect, what will happen? This will be entire thing will be filled with the default color. And a rounded rectangle, suppose that, so I will show you how this can be done. For example, if I want to draw a line, I am going to have, this is important java.awt.star, and this is the applet code. That means here we have public class lines extend applet. That means this is a subclass of applet, and here you are going to use paint method. That means using the paint method of the applet. Inside that you have to pass the graphics class, and in that graphics class you have a number of methods for drawing a line from 0, 0 to 100, 100. You have to use this. So here what will happen when this is executed, I will show you. That is Okay, you are compiling that using java c lines.java, and when you execute it, what will happen? Lines.java, that means this is from 00 to say 100, a line is drawn. How a rectangle can be drawn. Here I am going to comment this e dot draw line. Again this is e dot draw line, and I am going to uncomment this, and here I am going to have, okay, that means you are going to draw a rectangle, and that rectangle is top left corner is 10, and after that 60 is its length, its width, and 50 is its height. Okay, so I'll show you how that can be done. So after this you have to save this file. That means I made a correction here, and now this draw rect is the only instruction in this class, and now I'm going to execute that using C. Again I'm going to compile that java c lines.java, and using applet you're going to see that means a rectangle is, you have drawn a rectangle. So this is the rectangle. Now suppose that you are going to have, so I am going to comment that also. So I have commented that, and now I am going to have a new statement which is g dot fill rect. That means we are going to have another rectangle which is filled with, that means a color is filled in it. The default here you have not specified any color, so that here that is filled with the default color which is black. That means that is starting from 110, and its width is 60 and height is 50. Okay, so here java c lines.java, you are compiling it, and after that using applet here you are going to run it. Here actually it is here fill rect. Here you have not saved it, that's why it's like that. Here now we have saved it. Now again I'm going to do that java c lines.java, compiling it, then okay, now you have a rectangle which is filled with black. Now suppose that here the corners are not that is not a flow type, and the corners are pointed. So if you want that corner to be a little bit of that rounded shape, a round rectangle, that here I am going to have a round rectangle. For that, see how that can be done. Here draw round rect, that means a rounded rectangle you are going to have. This is the radius of that curve, that means 15 means that is from which point to which point that rectangle has to be, that round shape of rectangle. That means the corners are round shape. See, after that you have saved it, and see, now I'm going to have java c lines.java, and when you are doing that, see the corners of this rectangle are round in shape. Okay, now see, if that round shaped rectangle has to be filled, then what we have to do is, again that is commented. Now you're going to have, and here see I have uncommented this fill round rect. That means again it is a rounded rectangle, but it has to be filled. So you have to save it, you have to exit this. Okay, now after that you have compiled it. See, it is a rounded rectangle and it is filled. Okay, now next one is how to create an oval. Oval means you can have either ellipse or circle. This oval shape means ellipse is a circle is also an ellipse. That means here you are specifying left top and height and width of the object, height and width of the circle, and inside that rectangle there is an oval. For example, 10, 10, 50, 50 means 10, 10 is the starting point, 50 is the width, and 50 is the height of the rectangle, and inside that rectangle an ellipse is created. Okay, inside that rectangle an ellipse is created. Here, for example, okay, now I am going to save it. Java C lines.java, and I using applet here. We are going to, that means now as it is 50 50, height and width are 50 50, here height and width are 50 and 50, what will happen? That means it is a square, and inside of the square there is a circle. So if it is 50, say this is 100, what will happen? 50 100, that means then an oval will be created. Why? That means it is enclosed by a rectangle, not a square. Okay, this is the oval. And if this oval has to be filled, with some color, then fill the oval 1790. Okay, that means here I'm going to have, so fill the oval 1790, that means that rectangle, enclosing rectangle, is starting from 1790, that is top left, and the length is 140 and the height is 100. Okay, that is filled with black color. Okay, so you have to save it. That means here you have an oval or ellipse which is filled. Now I am going to show you how an arc can be drawn. Here draw arc 10, 40, 70, 70 means here 10, 40, 70, 70 means here starting point is 10, 10, and height and width of that rectangle, that means this arc is enclosed by a rectangle, and 0 and 75 are start angle and sweep angle. Okay, so I will show you how this is done. So here I am going to draw an arc 10, 40, 70, 70. That means this is the enclosing rectangle. 10, 40 is the starting point, and 70, 70 is the height and width. Then this is 0 is start angle, and 75 is the sweep angle. Okay. So that's it. That means 0 to 75. 0 to 75. That means Actually the starting angle and the ending angle, that is 0 to 75. Okay, now if this has to be filled, that means suppose that the enclosing area of the arc, if it has to be filled, now I'll show you how that can be done. Okay, see, this is the filled arc and this is the non-filled arc. Okay, now that is all about drawing shapes. So I explained to you how a line is drawn, how a rectangle is drawn, rounded rectangle, drawing ellipses and circles, then drawing arcs. Drawing arc, that means draw arc, top, left, width and height, that the last two parameters, start angle and sweep angle. Now how to draw a polygon. See here, this is a program which is drawing a polygon. Here in public class polygon extends applet, there is an A1, that means there is an array of integer array A1 and integer array B1. That means this integer array A1 is having some x values, that means 20, 120, and having y values, that means x1 integer array, y values in some other integer array. That means A1 is containing the x points and B1 is having the y points, and N1 means number of points. Here number of points are the first x value and y value has to be taken from A1 and B1, then second values of A1 B1 has to be taken, that is the second point. That means first point is 20, 20, second point is 120, 120, third point is 220, 220, and fourth one is 20 and 20. Okay, that means number of points are 4 points are there for that polygon. Now take the next one, A2 and B2. It is also having 4 points, 120, 120, 220, 220, 220, 220 and 120, 120. There also the number of points are 4. Now in the paint method, you are going to have g dot draw polygon. That means polygon is having any number of sides can have. That means here A1, B1 are the arrays which is representing the x values and y values, and N1 means the number of points. A1 is having the x values, B1 is having the y values, and N1 is having the number of points. And using that, it is drawing a polygon. That means it is not filled, and it is definitely that will be a polygon. And filled polygon A2, B2, N2 means A2 and B2 are containing the x points and y points of a polygon, and N2 is the number of points. So I will show you when this is executed what will happen. Polygon.java, and I will show you how that can be. Java C polygon.java, and that is okay. Then I'm going to execute it using the applicator polygon.java. Okay, this is a polygon, and one of the polygon is filled with one of the polygon is filled and the other polygon is not filled. All these are having 4 endpoints. That means 4 endpoints, starting point and ending point are same. That means these two are triangles. If you want to have more, for example, suppose that I am going to include say 220 and say 120 and 120. Here I am going to have say 80. and the number of points will be 5. Okay, so I'll show you what will happen. Okay, now Java C polygon.java. Okay, this is, that means the first one is now having 4 edges, that means 5 points and 4 edges, and the second one remains now unchanged. Okay, this is the way we can have, or we can draw a polygon.